Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the BlastBoxx TV. I'm about to record this the second time. I forgot to record the first time. The thing wasn't set, but there's some things that's been going on lately this week, last week, and weeks before about WWE and their little shenanigans. Recently, they took down two videos, one with John Oliver and another one with WrestleMania, who did a video about Vince McMahon and his sexual predatory behavior. But there's some other evidence and other stuff I want to share with you. Vince, this is a document. Vince used the N-word in the past, live on TV, I think 2007, and he said it towards John Cena while Booker T and his wife Shamel were listening. To me, he said very casually, like he uses it every day in his everyday lingo, which I think if you're using that word or any offensive word like that, you shouldn't be the CEO of any company. Better yet, you should be any corporate member of any company if you speak like that. But since it's Vince, he can get away with it, and you can't use Booker T's rant when he did it, because that was way in the past, and you saw he regretted it. Hulk Hogan, he said, and look what happened to him. He got kicked out. Yeah, Vince says it, he doesn't get kicked out. So you see that double standard right there. The next one is the stereotypical gimmicks they be giving these wrestlers, mostly the blacks and Latinos, sometimes Asians, where they come from proud families, proud legacies and stuff like that, and on for the WWE, you get them like stereotypical gimmicks. Comanche, or whatever his name was, who later become Tonga Royal, he was a Hispanic thug in the WWE, even though he's Tongan. And Hunico, what was his name? Incognito, and his current form, Sankara 2, he was portrayed as a thug with Kachanfa, or whatever his name is, Tonga Royal, and when he was in WWE. But yeah, he shouldn't be playing it, even though he's from a proud family. I think his family have some link to the current Mystico, but I'm not sure. But yeah, those are a few. Another one was Tajiri, where he was known as a fighter, stiff fighter, kicker, martial artist. He come to WWE and they treat him like a fool. Don't understand why. Oscar has been bloody. She's been in some of the toughest matches in the world, but in WWE she's treated like a joke, which you shouldn't do that. You got plenty of stars that are known for one style and doing their best to capitalize on that, only go to WWE and they're treated like junk, which I really don't get that. And those gimmicks has to stop. I think the worst one for me had to be the Virgil one, but if you know who that is, you know why it's offensive. If you don't know, look it up. There's so many wrestlers that are not white that have a glass ceiling over their heads because of WWE and their mindset, which I think is kind of wrong, because you should get everybody equal chance. And in this country, I know there's laws that people should get equal chance, whether employment or see if they're qualified. You don't see many black wrestlers in the main event at all in the WWE, whereas if you go around these indies, you see plenty of black stars main eventing matches, getting top title shots. Shane Strickland is one of them. He has been winning like top championships wherever promotion he works for. Who else I can think of? R-Truth, he won the NWA World Champion, I think 1 or 2 times. I can't remember. It's one of those times. Farouk, he held the WCW Championship before they went into the Attitude Era. And there's plenty of other black wrestlers out there that's winning these top championships. But WWE, they won't allow that because they want to appeal to corporate white men who only want to see white guys on top. And to say that black people do not draw in wrestling is a lie, because there's people who go to these wrestling events strictly to see some of these black stars main event matches or get high title shots. There's a lack of diversity of black stars on the main roster. And people say, "Oh, but you got these guys, these guys, these guys." No, you got Titus, you got Apollo, you got Kofi, and Xavier Woods and Big E. That's only on one hand. Those are black guys. You don't got. I know she's married to one of the Usos, Naomi. She's the only black woman on the main roster, whereas the rest are mostly white chicks. What's up with that? They had Carmen, who used to team with Naomi, but she got fired or she quit. So if you want to suck up for corporate BS, go right ahead, but you need more diversity on the main card. And just having token people on there is not a good look for you. Especially after Charlotte Flair just pretty much took the title from Asuka, even though Flair was in the match for a Raw title at WrestleMania, which doesn't make sense to me either. It just need a better way of fixing things, and I'm glad Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, he's leaving because he doesn't deserve to be in the company like that, because he needs to be somewhere where he can be artistically free, be able to do whatever he wants, not stifle and not put down because he wants to wrestle a certain way he's known for, instead of catering to kiddies, little kids who pretty much don't bring in money for anything. They're just there to make the place look family friendly. When the kids aren't paying for it, it's the adults paying for it. Just dumb stuff like that. Bringing in people who are good at one style have to adapt their style only to get hurt constantly. I think there's something wrong in that formula right there. But people, they ain't gonna call it out. It's just what it is. But I can say from what I read in some reports, which I got the links to, Candice LeCrae, the wife of Johnny Gargano, and I think she's Canadian. Yeah, she's Canadian. She used to team with Joey Ryan in PWG. She reportedly talked to AEW officials, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, that she would like to work for AEW, which I think she'll be a perfect fit because her style is more indie style, and she's not going to change that. Whereas WWE wants to mitigate and gradually reduce how wrestler works, the style, just to make it like you don't have to wrestle like 5 moves or something, stuff like that. But it is what it is. If she can be able to get a contract like so many others, I'd be very happy for her. But I did hear, this is the bad news I wanted to hear. I did hear Phantasma, he was thinking about joining WWE, even though he's from a very well-known family in Mexico, the Phantasma family. I guess it means ghost. But yeah, that's a major shot right there, because he is one of the wrestlers I follow on Instagram, and I talk to him not every day, but whenever he posts, and he seems very happy. But the thing is, don't go to the WWE, because if he's married or have a relationship, it's not gonna last in that company, because WWE, they have wrestlers that prey on, let me rephrase that. They have male wrestlers that prey on the female wrestlers and female other personnel, like catering, stuff like that. There's plenty of sources that John Cena was sleeping around with other wrestlers' women, and he was flexing his weight so those guys can't do anything. Why would you want to work there? He broke up Kenny Dystrom, who used to work there as under the Spirit Squad. Kenny was engaged to Mickie James. Cena slept with Mickie James and broke up that relationship. Nia Jax broke up Luke Gallows, whatever you want to call him, broke up his marriage to Amber Gallows, who's not Amber O'Neal again, her maiden name. JoJo, I think she's announcer for SmackDown. She broke up the marriage of Bray Wyatt and his wife. I think like 2, maybe 3 kids. So if you want to go to a company that want a sexual predator, you or female wrestlers, go right ahead. Just, you're not gonna get fired, because those things come to light and it makes you look like a bad person, that you can't handle your temptations, compared to that location where people just rampantly do that stuff. And the best example is Paige and Xavier Woods. They was having sex during live events, and there's videos showing that stuff. And that's damning on your character and your reputation, because people are seeing that with proof and stuff. And you can just shrug it off like, it's no big deal, but that is a big deal when it comes later in life and stuff happens. I do have accounts that there was like, I think 2 female wrestlers I can think of, they got fired due to pregnancy. One was Dawn Marie and the other one was Candice Michelle, I do believe. I'm not certain on that, but I think it's one of those 2. And they got fired because they want to have kids. I didn't think in a day and age you would get fired because you want to have kids and you get fired for that. That's stupid. China, she got fired due to petty reasons. She got fired because the Triple H got caught sleeping around with Stephanie, then marrying her. So much for Women Revolution. CM Punk, he got fired on his wedding day. That's straight spiteful and bitterness. Who's gonna fire someone on the wedding day then act like they didn't know it? Stupid. Just like WrestleMania, he got his video manually copy strike. So somebody that manually found his videos and put a strike on it. He can't do certain things for 1 strike on it. 2 strikes, your channel's pretty much dead right there. 3 strikes, you gone. I had 1 or 2 strikes on mine because I had some audio from a game. Now I don't use the audio. Now when I do audio, it's mostly audio that I created through a third-party website that I create, and I have the files too. So if anybody try to copy strike me and said you took our audio, I say, where's your proof? But yeah, WrestleMania, he has all his information backed up and stuff like that. So it's cool. I'm just gonna wait for it to re-upload it so I can download it. I know it's wrong to do, but in this instance, you have to. Asuka is pretty much like a joke on the main roster, like I said. Gail Kim, she intentionally eliminated herself in Battle Royal, I think in 2007, or 2011. Whenever she went back to WWE for the second stand, she left. She said, there's no women revolution there, it's just people just being dicks and stuff. So she left, and she's never going back to WWE. So people can leave her alone about that, because she's working for TNA right now. She's helping Scott D'Amore, I think somebody else, I'm not sure, with the women's division, and it's steadily getting there. They need a few more picks, but it's getting there. Maria Kanellis, she's married to Mike Kanellis, or Mike Bennett, whichever you want to call him. She was trying to get back in the company in 2000 I think she left in 8. I think she was trying to get back in the company in 2012, and the Bellas, who finally retired, thank you, they retired, and they was trying to bully her from not getting back in the company because they was sleeping around with Daniel Bryan and John Cena, using their weight to pretty much block her from coming back. But happily, she's back, and she's doing whatever behind the scenes. Who knows what. The long history of Vince's shenanigans include, like, who was it? Trish Stratus, when they had her pretty much in her bra and panties barking like a dog on TV, which, in the WWE, when none of them went to run for Senate or whatever election, they intentionally went around deleting those videos, but you can't delete those videos because, like Gabe Newell of Steam said, you can't fool the internet. The internet is like 10 times ahead of you. So if you try to delete that, there's plenty of other videos where that video you're trying to get rid of is still around. Just weird stuff going on, especially the racial stuff. Like, I think it was WrestleMania 17. Triple H was pretty much going on a racial rant and stuff, saying Booker T couldn't main event or hold a championship because his background, because he has a record or whatever. Which Triple H, I'm not pretty sure he has one, but he's not gonna say nothing. Triple H was pretty much openly demonizing, belittling Booker T, and he pretty much went on record in the audio. He said, "Dance for me, boy," which those two things in that's a highly racial comment. And people think Triple H is nice, guys. No, because I think at that time or right now or whenever, he has pretty much control of what he can say. So for him to say something like that, ain't gonna fly, and no, would it ever fly with me? It just seems weird that like, you look at all these guys, Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor, all these guys got dark, mystical characters, and black people in their company got the ghetto hood gimmicks, not allowed to be creative. I know there's some guys that like to do dark stuff. Let them do it. Those white guys aren't the only ones that can do dark stuff like that, but it's the WWE and their stupid shenanigans. It's just dumb stuff, like just like they accepting Saudi Arabia's money from a country that hates women, and they pretty much put them in detention centers because the women are trying to get away from the men. And there was one guy who was trying to defend WWE, saying, "Oh, women can't beat her," but Renee Young, she was in Saudi Arabia, and I had to correct him. She wasn't a wrestler. There's a big difference between wrestling and being an announcer. She's not, the focus is not on her. The focus is on the ring. But people don't get that, but it's just backwards and stuff like that. But it's just what it is. I was going to mention AJ Lee and how she shut down WWE because they were trying to do a crazy gimmick with her. She's not crazy. She has bipolar, but it's just a WWE for you. So if you like this video, share it, like it, subscribe, share whatever you want, leave a comment. I don't care. I'm just throwing this out there so you guys know my take on it before WWE start censoring everybody. But yeah, have a good one.